What's up, guys? We made it to day 7, the last day of our week 1 of our keto meal plan. So we're breaking tradition this morning. For days 1 through 6 so far, we've done smoothies for breakfast. And this morning we're doing our egg muffin recipe, or what I like to call our mini omelets, which are really good. So these are probably just as portable as doing smoothies. You can eat these on the go. They're also just as easy. They don't take too much time. You can make it a lot more fancy than this. We're just making it nice and simple, pretty basic, trying to keep carbs as low as possible for this meal. So to start, we're just gonna put 2 eggs into a bowl and then whisk it up for maybe like 20 or 30 seconds. All right, so we got those eggs whisked up. Now we're just gonna add in 1/2 ounce of cheese. We've got some pepper jack cheese that we usually use, and then also 10 grams of spinach, and then just kind of mixed up a little bit. All right, so we've got that mixed in. You can also put like different spices in there, but we're just gonna keep it nice and simple. Add a little bit of salt and pepper. Okay, so now we're just gonna put it into our muffin tin here. And so we only use about 3 spaces, so it makes 3 muffins. We're only using conventional eggs this week. We don't eat very many eggs at all, and so there's no point for us to spend a ton of money on like good quality eggs. But you definitely can if you want. We're just trying to keep costs low. So just make sure to grease the pan before you put it in. That will make your life a lot easier when you're trying to get these out. So as you can see, don't fill up the cup all the way, because if you do, it'll spill over and make a big mess and your muffins will be ruined. So don't do that. So we've got the oven preheating to 300 degrees. We're gonna cook it a little bit on a lower temperature, a little bit slower. That way it doesn't get like super rubbery. And so it's gonna be 300 degrees for maybe about 15 to 16 minutes. Then we'll take a look at it, see how they're looking. So a tip with this is putting in like a water bath in there. You can see there's just a tray of water down there. It creates more of like a humid environment in the oven. Creates a better consistency egg muffin. All right, we just got those out of the oven, let them cool off just for a few minutes. We ended up actually keeping it in the oven for about 18 to 20 minutes. Obviously, every oven's gonna be a little bit different. We really enjoy these, and our toddler actually really enjoys them. Because he loves muffins so much, we were able to just throw in some healthy stuff, and without him even knowing, you can throw some like bell peppers or just other vegetables in there, or maybe some meat. Obviously, we want to make sure that you account for it in your macros. You're not going over your net carbs for the day. But these are really good. So the triple C's on this meal is 197 calories, 1.9 net carbs, and cost 41 cents. So nice quick meal. We really enjoy it. You can take it on the road and hope you give it a try. All right, it's time for lunch. Making it simple today, just leftover pizza from last night. If you didn't get a chance to watch day 6 and how to make keto pizza, go back and watch it. It's real simple, super tasty. The calories is 914. It's 10 net carbs and costs $2.69, and that's for half a pizza. And it's really good. And I'm just gonna eat it cold. I don't know if other people like to eat it cold as much as I do. Is that like a thing? Like, do you like to eat it cold?
I love cold pizza.
Like, who doesn't like cold pizza? It might be even better than hot pizza, depending on where you get the pizza from, maybe. But anyway, so it's gonna be really good. Maybe put in the comments section, what do you prefer, cold or hot?
Okay, so it's time for day 7 dinner. We're having my personal favorite dinner tonight. It's coconut shrimp with some asparagus and a really yummy shrimp sauce that goes with that. So we are going to start by making the sauce because it needs to set up in the fridge for a little bit while we're cooking the rest of the dinner. So this is a sweet and spicy sauce that we came up with. It's really delicious and it's super simple to make. So I have 3 tablespoons of mayo in here to start. This is making 2 servings. So this is for both me and Ryan. So we start with 3 tablespoons of mayo, and we have all the ingredients out right here to show you. But the first thing we're gonna add is coconut aminos, and we're just gonna add 1 teaspoon of that. Okay, and along with that, we're gonna add some sriracha sauce to that, which is so good. This is what gives it the kick. It makes it a little bit spicy. It adds a really good tang to it. So I do a little bit of a heaping teaspoon of that just because we like the spice. After that, we're adding just our spices. Garlic powder and onion powder, we're doing both 1/4 of a teaspoon. If you haven't noticed, we like garlic powder and onion powder in our food. Gives it good flavor. Okay, and then for salt and pepper, I wanted to give you guys an amount. So I said 1/8 of a teaspoon, which is not very much. It's really mostly to taste. Okay, and the final ingredient we're gonna go with is we have some liquid stevia here. So in order to make it the sweet and spicy to offset the sriracha, we're gonna add 25 drops of liquid stevia. So I'm just gonna count that out here really quick, and then we're gonna mix this together. All right, perfect. So now literally all we're gonna do is combine the ingredients, make sure they're nice and mixed together. Don't try to get out all the lumps and stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the fridge, and we're going to move on to making the asparagus. Okay, so moving on to the asparagus, super simple. We're not gonna complicate this at all. Asparagus is good on its own. So we have right here, this is 2 servings worth of asparagus. So it's gonna be 90 grams of asparagus per person. So this is 180 grams. Typically asparagus is a lot thicker, so it's gonna affect the way we cook it today, just because we're not gonna leave it in the oven as long. But normally with asparagus, you're gonna wanna put it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. We're gonna probably do a little less just because our asparagus is super skinny today. So all I'm gonna do to this asparagus is I'm gonna drizzle a little bit of olive oil on it. Not too much, it doesn't need a lot. I'm gonna drizzle some on and mix it around. And then we're gonna add some salt, pepper, and garlic powder, and that's it. Okay, and I'm gonna just toss that a little bit so that the seasonings and the olive oil kind of spreads out, but you just wanna make sure that the asparagus lays flat when it's cooking. So after I'm done mixing this up a little, I'm gonna make sure it lays flat before I put it in the oven because we want it to cook evenly, and it won't cook very well if it's like they're like stacked on top of each other. Okay, so now we're gonna get to the heart of the meal here. We're gonna make our coconut shrimp. It's so yummy and not complicated. So just so you guys can see all of the ingredients, we have them all laid out here for you. So we have 8 jumbo shrimp here, so you'll have about 8 per serving. We've got 1/4 of a teaspoon of both onion powder and garlic powder, which we'll add to our 4 tablespoons of coconut flour. We've got 2 eggs, 40 grams of pork rinds, and then we've got 3 tablespoons of coconut flakes that we have ground up to be really fine. So we're going to combine all our ingredients first, and then we'll get our train going. So we're going to combine the 1/4 teaspoon of onion and garlic powder to our coconut flour. That just adds a nice little flavor there. So we add the pork rinds and the coconut flakes together. This gives it a really nice flavor. And you might notice that we haven't added any salt to any of these things. It's because these pork rinds are salty enough as it is. So let's get started here. So all we're doing is we have our piece of shrimp. We are coating it in our coconut flour, shaking off the excess, coating it in the egg, shake off the excess, see a pattern here, coating it in our delicious pork rinds and coconut flake combo, Make sure it's nice and coated. You shake off the excess, and I'm gonna put it on a plate because I'm gonna do all of our shrimp, all 8 shrimp first before I put them on the fryer. Okay guys, look how good that looks. That is our finished product here, coconut shrimp. We're gonna get ready to fry it now. We've got our oil nice and hot, and I'm gonna put all of this coconut shrimp in there and we're gonna fry it. Again, every stovetop is different, so just be aware of that. Ours can be on medium low and fry it up just great, and we do it for about 4 minutes on each side, 4 to 5 minutes on each side. But your oven may be different, so just experiment with that. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. Hear that nice sizzle. Okay guys, here is our finished product. Zoom in on that. That looks so good. And look how much food that is. This is definitely a meal that you're gonna get nice and full, satiated, and I'm so excited to try. I can't even wait for Brian. Whew! That is so hot. That is so good. So I ended up cooking these a little bit less time than I originally thought. I cooked it for about 4 minutes on the first side, and shrimp just cooks really fast. So I flipped it over, and all I needed to do was get the outside nice and crispy golden brown. So it only cooked for like 3 minutes on the other side. All right, you guys, so for the 3 C's for this shrimp meal, calories, carbs, and costs, we are at 1,142 calories, 14.8 net carbs, and $6.05 in cost. So it is a little bit more expensive and a little bit more calories than normal, but it is so worth it, you guys. And everything evens out in the end. So this meal is definitely one worth trying. All right, so that's a wrap for day 7. Our totals for today are 2,366 calories, 27.4 net carbs, and the total cost for today was $9.64.
All right, guys, that's it for week 1 for our keto meal plan. Hope you enjoyed it. We definitely did. We learned a lot of things. We've got week 2 in the works for you guys. We'll also do kind of a wrap-up analysis video for week 1, describe our experience, maybe some things we'll do a little bit differently, kind of go through each nutrient, see which ones we were deficient in or maybe over on. But put your comments below, let us know what we can do better. So we'll see you guys.